Hello, my fellow knights and warriors. This is the second part of the playthrough of Advanced Contact scenario from Wurzburg of the Modern Battle series by Simulation Publications Incorporated. This is turn 4, and after 3 turns of play, Americans are holding control over biggest part of the city, but Russian reinforcements are about to arrive. Now, of course, Americans are going to get some too. So the situation is still far from being clear. All Americans now have to do is to hold and capture and hold as many hexes of Wurzburg as possible, which seems to be a possible task. The problem will be if Russians will be able to bring more reinforcements, and their tank battalions are also quite strong. So we will see. Now we have American part of the game, and we are moving. So this tank battalion moves here, this one goes there, and this infantry mechanized infantry battalion goes here. Now, 1, 4, 6, 7, and 8. These are my tank battalions, and they are going to do bring a line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this should do the trick. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So Americans are advancing. Now I still have these 3 tank battalions here, so maybe I should bring them on the other side of the river, or from the other hand I might like to keep them in reserve in case of something nasty is going on. I do know. I will move these combat helicopters here so they can provide some support for these units, and this artillery here, this there, and now my reinforcements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 and half. 1, 2, oh sorry, 1, because the first unit already entered from this road. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now this one has really impressive range of 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, look at this barrel. it's impressive. It's like someone's compensating something. So now it's 1.5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 and half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and half. And this one moves in column, so they are all going to be there. Alright, so that's all for American movement. And the problem is that while we are still holding all the hexes of Wurzburg, which is pretty impressive, then we have to fight. Because when we are adjacent to the enemy units, we have no other option but to fight with them. I will start here. I have 3, 5 and 7 versus 2. So this is 5. I'm using still mobile combat results table. So it's 4, 5 and the roll is 2. In the 4, 5 this is D2. So Russians have to retreat to hexes and they cannot. So they are good as dead. And I am advancing here. Now here we have a long line of units, and now I will start here. This tank battalion attacks this mechanized unit, and we are going to have 3. I will take support from this artillery, so this is 5 versus 2, so it's plus 3, so it's 2, 3, and the result is 2, 2, 3 and 2, D2. Soviets have to retreat to hexes. Now they are attacking here. This is 3 versus 2, and I will take support of them. So this is 5 versus 2, it's 3, but they are in the town. So this complicates things. It was 2, 3 minus 2, so it's 0. And 2 in the 0, D1. Defender has to retreat 1 hex. That's good. So they fought. Let me mark them as combat done to remember that they fought. Oh, sorry, I didn't move them out. And now here. Now these two are attacking them. So I will take which artillery support? This one. It will be 8 and 10 versus 6 plus 8 versus 6 plus 2, it's 8 minus 2, it's 6, and 4 in the column of 6, 8, this is D2. So they are retreating to hexes, and now here they are attacking with 2, 2, 4, 6 versus 2, and 3. So this is 4 plus 2 plus 1, so it's 7 versus 2, so it's 5, and minus 2 because of the woods, right? Woods. Yeah, shift 2. So it's 5 minus 2, it's plus 1. 5 in plus 1, this is both sides have to retreat. Okay, so defender retreats first, and attacker retreats second. And I still have this artillery, it wasn't used, so it can perform its attack alone. And it is going to attack this Russian, I mean they already were involved in combat, so I will try to attack this Russian tank battalion with 2 versus 2, so it's 2 minus 2, it's 0, and 2 in 0, this is D1. So these tanks have to retreat 1 hex, and that's all. I don't have any other artillery that can perform independent attacks, so I can mark all my units are used, and this concludes all the American actions in this turn. Oh, just them. This brings Russians into a very bad situation, because now all the hexes of Wurzburg are held by Americans. If Russians want to get them back, they have to fight for them, and they will have to strike with all their might. Luckily they have a couple of these tank battalions, they can be quite used here. But Americans are in the town hexes, which makes things a bit more complicated. So I will try to launch my attack. Well, I have little options, so I need to do it. And 1, 2, 3. I don't want to attack here because I will have to be involved in combat with them, and that's something I wouldn't like to. So let's bring my tank battalions here first, and my strongest mechanized troops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I will probably have to make some sacrificial attacks. This means that some of my units will be involved in attacks that have a little chance of success, but this will free some of my best units for the attacks that will bring me a better chance to attack. Now, these units are going to stay here to protect my artillery from enemy attacks, and these two will go here. Alright, that's for my flank. This flank seems to be safe. I think I will move this one here, so this road is also safe. And now my reinforcements. There won't be much use of them in this turn. Maybe a part of the artillery. Maybe there will be some use of them. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, these Russian battalions are are good for defense, but their attack strength is, well, not very impressive. Okay, my artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1 and a half, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's all for the Russian movement. Okay, so Russians finished their movement, and now we can go to the Russian combat. I will start here. These two are attacking them. Oh, first of all, I have to declare which chart I am going to use, combat, mobile or active. Russians have a lot of units now, so maybe it would make sense to play with active now. But, well, no. I don't think it makes a bit more sense, so I will stay with mobile. I mean, I want to drive Americans off Wurzburg. So, here I am attacking with 1 and 1 versus 3, so it's 2 versus 3, so it's -1, and 3. In the -1, this is A1. Attacker retreats 1 hex. They are attacking here, 3 versus 2, so it's +1, and 3 in the +1, this is D1. Defender retreats 1 hex. And 3 versus 3 is 0, 6 in the column of 0, A1. So they have to retreat 1 hex. And now there. They are making sacrificial attack here, so it is 1 versus 3, so it's -2, and we have -2 because of the woods. -2, so it's -6, 5 to A1. They are retreating 1 hex. Now they are making sacrificial attack versus these 2 Americans. So it's 3 versus 6, -3 and -2. So it's -7. And 6 in the -7. Oh, attacker eliminated. That's unfortunate. Now he's attacking here, and then I'm taking my support of this artillery, so it's 5 plus 3, so it's 8, and versus 3, and they are calling for artillery support of 5, so it's 8 versus 5, so it's 3 and -2 because of the town. So it's 0 and 6, A1, no good. They are attacking here, 4 plus 4, so it's 8 versus 5, so it's +3 and -2, so again 0 and Soviets are definitely not very lucky. A1. Americans are driving them away. Now here it's 7 versus 3 and versus 4, so it's 3 so it's +2, 3 and -2, so again 0 and 2. Okay, finally D1. Defender retreats 1 hex, so these tanks can take that hex, and here they have 6 versus 3 plus 1, so it's +4, so it's 8, sorry, 7 versus 4, so it's 2, 3, and because of the town it's 0, and 3 in the 0, this is BR. Both sides have to retreat, defender first, and this one cannot retreat. Why? This hex is occupied by enemy, but in the enemy zone of control, this hex too, and we cannot retreat to the river, so this one is eliminated. Soviets are retreating, and this ends Russian combat phase. Well, it was brutal, desperate, but Russians managed to capture only 1 hex of Wurzburg. That's no good, and definitely they wanted to get more. So I see these Russians are going down in this scenario, but this is not the end, and while Americans are not getting more reinforcements, then Soviets are going to get some more artillery in the next turn, so maybe it will help them. We will see. Okay, so it's turn 5, so we have only 2 turns to finish the battle, and Americans. There are no reinforcements rest for the US, so all we have to use is these forces that we already have on board. The problem is that Soviets have still a lot of units. They aren't very strong, that's a good thing, but there is a lot of them, so if we will be involved in the combat in the clear terrain, they can quickly overrun us, and even small retreat result in combat can make Americans to suffer some losses. So instead of attacking, I think that Americans should focus on keeping their positions and holding them, driving Soviets off Wurzburg and its neighborhood, and holding victory hexes as much as possible. This seems to be the best idea. So, 1, 1, 1, and 1, so I will be able to push them back. And now here. This is a pretty tough position because I don't want to leave this flank all empty. Luckily I have some more American units to move, so I can try to attack Soviets here, but since they are in the woods, so this will be complicated. Let me find a proper unit, maybe them, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like this. This is a bit risky because it's not a good idea to have many units so close to the river, because you cannot retreat to the river, but well, I have to do something. I will keep some of my American units in reserve. I'm not going to push them all on this side of the river, because this would be a good way to lose them. So no, I will try to attack here. 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let them stay here as reserve. I haven't any more units, and I will move these combat helicopters closer, so they will be able to support my fights there. Okay, so that's all, and now let's go to combat. Now, I'm starting here with 4, 2, 5 and 7 versus 2, so it's 5. 5 and roll 6. BR. Both attacker and defender retreats 1 hex, defender first. So they cannot retreat here, nor there, but this unit can be displaced to allow them to retreat. And now Americans, they have to retreat too. Okay, now these two are attacking them. They have 4, and they are taking combat support from this helicopter, so they have 6 versus 2. So it is 4. And we have -2 because of the town. So it was 4, 5, and -2, it is +1. It is 1 in +1, so it is D2. And now, can this unit retreat anywhere? It needs 2 hexes, and this one cannot be displaced, or no this one, because they were already displaced. You can see they are marked as movement. So this means that this one cannot retreat, so it is removed. I am not going to advance, or maybe, okay, let's go. Let's try. Okay, now here this one attacks there, and I am calling for the support of this artillery. So this is 5 versus 2, it's +3, and this is clear terrain. 2 in the 2-3, this is D2. So this one has to retreat. I can give it away with these two being displaced. Okay. And now here, these three are attacking these tanks, so I have 3, 6 and 9 plus 2, it's 11, 11 plus versus 3, so it's 8, and minus 2 because of the town. So it's 8 minus 2, it's 2, 3, and 2 in the 2, 3 is D2. So Soviets are forced off the Wurzburg. That's good. Next, these tanks are attacking this mechanized battalion. So they are calling for the support, so they have 5 versus 2. Soviets are also calling for support, so they have 3. So we have 5 versus 3, it's 2. And minus 2, it shifts into 0. And 4 in the 0, this is BR. So both sides have to retreat. Americans, defender first. So 1 and 1. And Americans are retreating here. Oh, that's bad. And now there, I'm taking support of these two. So I have 3 plus 3, this is 6. And there are no Soviet support, so this is 6 versus 2, so it's 4. And 5 in the column of 4, this is D1. Okay, so that's all for the Americans. I spent all my support units, so I cannot perform barrage anywhere, but well, I did what I wanted. I drove Russians off Wurzburg area, and now if they will want to attack, they will have to, well, they have to focus where they are going to attack, and if they are strong enough to achieve any victories, because now it will be problematic for Soviets. They are far from Wurzburg, and if they want to attack the city, they will have to attack on the entire front, and the front is secured with some of my very good units. So the best situation for Russians is here, because these Americans are pushed to the river, so it seems to be relatively easy to eliminate them, but simply eliminating these units is not going to give Russians anything, because you don't get victory points for eliminating units in this scenario, but for the hexes of Wurzburg. So that's all for the American actions in the turn 5. Let's carry on with Russians now, and they are going to get reinforcements with 2 artillery units. This will be needed badly. And now let's attack with my strongest units, because I have little less I can do. So I'm going to push with the strongest units that I have around. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's my only option. And now here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who knows? And now there. One. Do I have any strong mechanized battalions anywhere? No, I don't have any. So I have to do something like this. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. They will move a bit closer. This one will drive here to hold the line. And these two will remain as my last reserve. Now my reinforcements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's all for the Russian movement. And now let's go to the Russian attacks. Finally, I have enough artillery to give enough support for my men. So I am attacking here with 1, 2, 3 versus 3, so it's 1 to 1, so it will be 0. I will give them support of this artillery, so it will be 7 versus 3, so it's +4. And they are calling for the support of their own artillery, so this is 1. So this is now 7 versus 4, so it's 3. So it's 2, 3, and this is town, so it goes down to 0 from 2, 3 and 0. Oh, but it is active. We need to go into mobile. And 4 in the 0, this is BR. Both sides retreat. And now, Americans cannot retreat because this unit has no clear way out. And thus it is eliminated. And Russians have to step back. Now them. They have 2 versus 2. And they are calling for artillery support. So they have 5. Americans are also calling for artillery support, so they have 4, so it's 5 versus 4, so it is +1. And 3 in the +1, this is D1. Americans have to retreat, and they cannot, because we cannot displace this unit, and we cannot retreat to the river, so they are done. Okay, it starts good. Yeah, but now this is where the more complicated things are going to start. So this one attacks these tanks. They are calling for artillery support, so they have 8 versus 3. They are also calling for support, so this is 8 versus 4, so it's 4, and -2 because of the town. So 4, it is +1, and 3 in the +1, it is D1. Americans can retreat, so they are moving here. Here 4 and 8 versus 3 and 4. So it's 4 minus 2 for the town, it's +1, and 4 in the +1, this is BR. Both sides have to retreat. These American tanks cannot retreat. They can. Okay, looks like that Russians are achieving something. They are attacking next. They have 9 versus 3 and 1, 2, 3. They are calling for artillery for the helicopter support. So it is 9 versus 6. Oh, sorry, no, I cannot support because they have a range of 2. So it is 9 versus 4, so it's 5, and minus 2, it's plus 1. 2. In the plus 1, it is D1. And now, Americans can displace this unit, so they can retreat, and Russians are moving here. Then, these two mechanized battalions are going to attack independently. So this one attacks here, it's 3 versus 2, and now Americans are calling for the helicopter support, and Russians are... no, Russians cannot declare, because they have to declare their support first. So it is now 4 versus 2, so it's minus 2 and 1, okay, that's good. Minus 2 and 1, BR, both sides have to retreat. So Americans can retreat, Russians can retreat. Here, 3 versus 3, so it's 0. Americans haven't any other units that they can call for support. Russians still have 1 artillery unit, but I wonder if they want to do it. No, they are not going to call for it now. Instead, they are going to make it normal, so it's 3 versus 3, it's 0, and minus 2 because of the town. So this is 2. In the minus 2, it is A1. Attacker retreats 1 hex. Russians can retreat. And here, I am calling for the support, so it's 3, 6, and 9 versus 3, so it is 6. And minus 2 because of the town, so this is 2, 3, and 3 in the 2, 3, D1. And finally here, 1, 2, 3 versus 3, it's 0, and 6 in the column of 0, this is A1. Attacker retreats 1 hex. Okay, this was quite a fruitful attack for Russians. Not only they managed to capture some of the hexes of Wurzburg, but they also managed to eliminate a couple of strongest American units. And yeah, they don't have many of these best units of their own, but they still have these 3 amazing tank regiments untouched, and they still have a couple of mechanized units. Even if they are not very strong, they are strong enough to help them to size the terrain. And because of the victory here, they force Americans to secure this flank. Otherwise, Russians will be able to attack from the flank and size American rears along with these support units that are pretty useful, but they are quite vulnerable themselves with their defense of 1 only. So the battle is still not done, and in the last turn I thought that Americans are very close to victory, and now I am not that certain. So that's the end of the turn 5, and that's the end of the reinforcements too, because we don't have any more reinforcements. Okay, so this is turn 6, the last turn of the game. Americans have to hold the hexes of Wurzburg, and the problem is that Soviet tanks already enter the city, so we need to drive them away and then hold the hexes of the city after their counterattack. That will probably happen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what I'm going to do here. I need to drive them. They will try to attack here. These tanks will attack there. And here. I want to make a couple of more attacks just to make sure that Soviets will be involved in many of them. You already can tell that Soviet artillery is very good in supporting attacks, but not very good in supporting defense. American artillery, on contrary, is effective in both forms, but less stronger than Soviet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's to protect my flank. And now there. I wonder if I can do something more here, maybe like this. Okay, I think that's the best thing I can do. And my combat helicopters will fly here. Alright, so that's all for the American movement, and now let's go to resolve American attacks. I'm going to attack here first, so I have 6 plus 2, so it's 8 versus 6 versus 4. And Russians are calling for the support of this artillery, so this is 3. So Americans have 8 versus 3. It's 5, and now it's minus 4 because of the town and the river. So it was 5, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's minus 1. And 1. In minus 1, both sides retreat. That's not very good. 1, 2, and 1. Now here it's 6 plus 2, so it's 8 versus 2, and plus 1, it's 3. So it's 5 minus 2. So it is plus 1, and the roll is 2, d1. Defender has to retreat 1 hex, 1 hex. And Americans can size this hex. Now these tanks are attacking here. They are calling for the support of this artillery. So this is 5 versus 2, and this is 3, and no terrain modifier, so it's 2, 3, and 6. No good. This is both sides have to retreat. So defender has to retreat first, and attacker has to retreat second. Now these two are attacking this battalion, so they have 4 versus 2. This is plus 1, and they are calling for the support. So this is 6 versus 2, so it's 4, and minus 2, so it's plus 1. And 1 in the plus 1, d2. So Russians have to retreat 2 hexes, 1 and 1. Americans are taking this hex. And now them, the last attack, they have 5 versus 3 versus 2, so it is 5 and they are calling for the support, so this is 7 to 2, so it's 5, and they are calling for the defense support, so it's 7 minus 3, so it's 4, and 2 in the 4th, it is d2, and they cannot. This one was already moved, so it cannot be displaced. All the additional hexes are in the enemy zones of control, so this one is dead. And that's all for American attacks. Let me check. Well, I have this artillery unit not used, so I am going to use it for the barrage. Let me see if there is any chance for the good barrage, because I'm firing with the firepower of 1, so this is not a very strong attack. Russian artillery is all in the town or woods, so this provides -2, so this is not chance to achieve anything. Okay, I will try to hit them. It is 1 versus 2, so it's -1, and the roll is 3 in the -1, this is A1. And when you perform a barrage, then there is no effect for the attacker. So that's all for Americans. I did what I could, and now we will go to Russians, and Russians will have to attack Wurzburg more if they want to capture enough hexes to win the battle. I think they have a chance to do it. The question is if they will have enough luck to do so. Looks like I forgot about one attack. Here, 3 versus 2, +1. It's 2 in the +1, this is D1. So Russians have to retreat by 1, and they are moving here. Or do I want to? Because if I am moving from there, then I will have to leave this hex, and this hex is it is not a Wurzburg hex, but still it is a hex where that provides me +2 for the defense. So I think I will rather stay here. Alright, so that's the end of the American actions in the last turn of the battle. Okay, let's go. And now I have to do my best with Russians to secure as many Wurzburg hexes as possible. I believe that capturing the ones on the other side of the river is out of my option, but if I will be able to capture enough of them on this side of the river, then maybe I will be able to achieve a victory. We will see. 1, 1, 2, and 1. That's all I think as for Wurzburg, because, well, I cannot move anywhere else. I cannot move here, for example, because there is a line of zones of control here, so this blocks my effectiveness. So now, here, one, two, three, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This is the last turn, so such attacks won't have a big impact on the battle itself, but let's carry on. And I think that's all. I will move my artillery a bit closer, because this is the last turn, so I don't have to be afraid about enemy attacks. Okay, so that's all for the Soviet movement, and now let's carry on with Soviet attacks. I will start here. I have 3 versus 3, so it's 1 to 1, and I wonder if I can use active combat table now. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Let's make it. So it's 3 versus 3, it's 1 to 1, and -2 because of the... but first I'm going to call for the artillery support. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I can call it. So it's 6 versus 3, so it's +3, and they are in the town. So it was 2, 3, and -2, it's 0. Let's make a roll, and 6, A1. Attacker retreats 1 hex. No good. Here, 4 versus 2, it's +2, and they are in the town, so this is 0 again, and 4 in 0, A1. Attacker retreats. Now, these most important attacks. These two are attacking them. They have 8 and +4, this is 12. 12 versus 5. So this is 12 versus 5. It is going to be 7. And 7 minus 2 because of the city, of the town hex. This is 2, 3. And 6 in the 2, 3 BR. Both sides have to retreat. So that's a very unfortunate. Americans are retreating here, but they are retreating. Oh, this one cannot retreat here, enemy zone of control, cannot retreat there because this unit already moved, and cannot retreat there because of the enemy zone of control. So it is eliminated. Ach, that's not what I planned. Now here, they are attacking here, and they are calling for the support, so they have 8, they have 7 plus 5, so it is 12, and they are calling for the support, so they have 5, so it's 12 versus 5, so it is 7 minus 2. Let's go. 6, 8 minus 2, 2, 3, and 6 again. Damn you. BR. Both sides retreat. Defender retreats first. Here. And now this one can retreat here. And this one can retreat there. Alright. At last it's not destroyed. And now they are attacking here. So 1, 2, 3 plus 3. So they have 6 versus 3 plus 3. And they are in the clear terrain. So no modifiers. 2, 3 and 2. This is D2. So Americans have to retreat 2 hexes. This one displacing itself 1 and 2. And Soviets are taking this hex. And that's the end of the battle. And you can tell that Soviets lost. They have no any Wurzburg hex controlled by them. These 3 hexes are contested. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hexes are controlled by Americans. So despite heavy losses on both sides, Americans were able to win the battle. You can see that this battle mostly takes place around Wurzburg, but in fact I believe that one of my biggest mistakes as a Russian was to ignore this flank. If I would have enough Russian units here and they will be able to push harder, maybe some of them will be able to get here and focus on American artillery. If I will be able to destroy some of American artillery units, then the battle would probably go very different, because as you can tell, American support was really something in this battle. Same to Americans. I believe that at the beginning of the battle, where Americans had, well, maybe a little advantage on Russians, they should try to attack Russian artillery, even if it would mean some losses among the units. But if I would be able to eliminate one or two Russian artillery units, then Russians wouldn't be able to inflict such losses to Americans. That's my opinion. It's not like I am 100% right about it. It could be it would be cool if I would have air support, but like I said, this scenario is not using air support. It is used in the further scenarios that I might play later. I found this game quite cool. It's easy and quick to play and fun. My biggest complaint would be that that the best way to achieve losses among enemies is to force them to retreat. There is a very small number of situations where a result of combat itself brings losses. I would like more results with losses. That would be better in my opinion. But all in all, it's pretty cool and fun game. And like I said, this is a part of the four games series. So maybe in the future I will take care of some other games of this series. We will see. As for today, that's all. Bye.